Okay, this was not a normal shareholder meeting. This was a full-on cyberpunk showcase inside Tesla's Austin factory, with humanoid robots, just casually standing around like it's normal. And then, out of nowhere, they start dancing. No wires, no tethers, no "this is a concept video." Just robots, moving, in front of real investors. And Elon Musk walks out like, yeah, this is happening. Now, everybody saw the headline moment, but the best parts? They were the little blink and you miss it lines, the quiet production hints, the weird jokes, the audience reactions, and the tiny leaks that exploded online right after. So today, I'm breaking down the best Optimus Gen 3 moments from Tesla's 2025 shareholder meeting, the ones you weren't supposed to obsess over. But we're going to obsess over them anyway. Because if even half of what Musk laid out is real, this isn't just a robot. This is Tesla trying to rewrite the world's economy. And yes, I'm saving the wildest moment for last. All right, quick context. Tesla held the 2025 shareholder meeting on November 6th in Austin, Texas, and it was a limited in-person event. But the world watched the live stream. And the meeting wasn't just about votes and boring paperwork. It was also tied to Elon's new massive performance pay plan. And once shareholders approved it, the mood shifted instantly. You could feel it. This wasn't Tesla the car company anymore. This was Tesla trying to become the AI and robotics company, and Optimus was the star. So let's get into the moments. Moment 1. The no-wires robot dance that didn't feel real. Okay, you've probably seen clips of this already. Elon comes out, and right away he draws attention to the robots. And he basically says, these aren't props. They're not being held up. They're not being puppeted. They're just dancing. Now, the reason that matters is simple. Every robotics company can make a robot do something for a few seconds. The hard part is doing it in a way that looks stable, repeatable, and, honestly, casual. And that's what freaked people out, because the robots weren't doing the "I'm about to fall over" shuffle. They were moving like they belonged on stage. And the crowd loved it. You could hear the energy. Laughing, cheering. That "what am I watching" vibe. That's not a demo. That's theater. And Tesla is really good at theater. Moment 2. Elon accidentally revealed the 24/7 office robot reality. Now here's the part most people missed. Because it wasn't a flashy video. It was a sentence. Elon casually said that around Tesla's engineering HQ in Palo Alto, the robots are walking around the office 24/7, with nobody minding them. And then he drops the line that makes the whole thing feel different. They go charge themselves. Okay, stop. That's a massive tell. Because a robot that can walk around for a staged performance is one thing. A robot that can navigate a real environment, exist around humans, and handle its own survival. Loop, walking, stopping, recharging, and resuming is a totally different level of autonomy. That's when people online started asking the real question. Wait, are these robots already living inside Tesla like employees? Because if that's true, Gen 3 isn't a concept. Gen 3 is a product ramp, and we're about to get to that. Moment 3. The hidden message in the prototype production line footage. Okay, now we're getting into the stuff that feels like it wasn't meant to be a big deal, but it absolutely is. Elon showed what he described as an initial Optimus production setup. Not the final high-volume line, more like the prototype line used to build early units. And this was a huge moment because Tesla wasn't just saying, "Look at a robot." They were saying, "Look at how we build the robot." And if you know Tesla, you know the game. Tesla doesn't win by having the fanciest single prototype. Tesla wins by building the machine that builds the machine. So when Elon shows anything resembling a production line, it's basically Tesla whispering, "We're past the science fair stage." And there was even this weird little blink and you miss it moment in the transcript where it sounds like someone says, "Still pull the finger." It's tiny, it's random, it's almost goofy. But it has the vibe of behind-the-scenes chaos leaking into a polished presentation. And that's exactly why people replayed it, because those moments feel human. And Tesla loves mixing future tech with "we're just winging it live." Moment 4. The 3 hard things list, and why the hand is everything. All right, this part is crucial. Elon breaks down what makes humanoid robots hard, and he says there are basically three brutal problems. 1. The engineering of the forearm and hand. 2. Real-world AI that can operate in messy environments. 3. Mass production. And he puts extra emphasis on the hand, because everybody loves watching a robot walk, but walking is not the main event. The hand is the main event. Human hands are ridiculous. We don't think about it, but a hand can hold a heavy pan and then pick up a single grain of rice. That combination of power and delicate control is insanely hard to replicate. And it's not just theory. Tesla's robot hand obsession has been so intense that in mid-2025, Tesla even filed a lawsuit claiming a former engineer took trade secrets related to robotic hand tech. Think about that. Companies don't go to court over something that doesn't matter. They go to court over the pieces they believe are the difference between toy robot and world-changing machine. So when Elon tells you the hand is one of the hardest parts, that's not fluff. That's Tesla telling you exactly where the battlefield is. Moment 5. Optimus is the biggest product of all time, bigger than smartphones. Okay, now we hit the line that made the internet explode. Elon looks at the audience and basically says, Optimus is going to be the biggest product of all time, bigger than phones, bigger than anything. And his logic is simple. If you could have your own personal helper, like a real-world R2-D2 or C3PO, who wouldn't want one? Now, you can roll your eyes. But the reason this landed is because he wasn't framing Optimus like a niche robot. He framed it like a species of product that could exist at tens of billions of unit scale. That's why he called it the biggest product ever. And that's also why, seconds later, he jumps into production ramp talk, because Tesla always connects the dream to the factory. Moment 6. The production ramp numbers that sound illegal. Okay, here's the kicker. Elon didn't just say, we'll build robots. He talked like someone already planning the ramp. He mentioned starting with a 1 million unit production line. Then he casually escalates, 10 million per year, 100 million per year. And then he jokes that maybe the giant line goes on Mars. Now, to a normal person, that sounds absurd. But Tesla people hear that and think, yeah, that's how Elon talks when he's serious. Because he doesn't sell you a cautious plan. He sells you a future where the limit is manufacturing speed. And then he drops the cost target that makes investors' eyes widen. He said when Tesla gets to about 1 million units a year, production cost could be around $20,000 per robot, not $200,000, not luxury robotics. 20 grand. That's why people keep repeating the phrase, this could be a mass-market robot. And once you believe that, everything changes. Moment 7. The Gen 3 reveal. Without showing Gen 3, here's what made this meeting so sneaky. Elon basically said what we're seeing right now is like Optimus 2.5, not even the real next jump. And then he says, next year, Tesla starts production with Optimus version 3. And he describes it in a way that's almost creepy. When you see Optimus 3, it'll look like there's a person wearing a robot suit. That's the goal. Human-like in motion and appearance. Not robot that looks like a machine. A robot that looks almost normal. And then he stacks the roadmap right on top. Optimus 4, production hoped for 2027. Optimus 5 in 2028. An annual release cycle. Like iPhones, but with legs. Now I need you to really imagine that. An annual humanoid robot refresh. That's not how robotics companies typically talk. That's how consumer product companies talk. Which tells you Tesla wants Optimus to be a platform, not a science project. Moment 8. The surgery promise that made people freeze. Okay, this is where the room got weird. Because Elon didn't just say Optimus will fold laundry. He went full sci-fi. He suggested that Optimus could eventually provide incredible medical care, even perform surgery with more precision than the best human surgeon. Now that's a wild claim. And immediately, two reactions happen at the same time. Some people get goosebumps because the idea of abundant healthcare is beautiful. Other people get chills because, do you want a robot surgeon? And that tension is exactly why it went viral. Because it's not just cool tech, it's a moral question, and Elon knows that. He uses it to raise the stakes. Optimus isn't about profit. Optimus is about changing the human condition. That's the story he's trying to sell. Moment 9. The prison comment that turned into a meme overnight. All right, here it is. The moment that people clipped, reposted, argued about, and could not stop quoting. Elon floated this idea that instead of prison, you could give someone an Optimus robot, and it would basically follow them and prevent them from committing crimes. He even framed it as a more humane containment. Now look, whether you think that's genius, ridiculous, or terrifying, you can't deny one thing. Only Elon Musk says something like that at a shareholder meeting. And that's why the clip spread like wildfire, because it sounds like a Black Mirror episode, but told with a laugh, on a stage. 2. Investors. And the audience reaction was exactly what you'd expect. A mix of laughter, disbelief, and that, did he just say that? Energy? That's a retention moment. That's a headline moment. And it reveals something deeper. Elon isn't just pitching a robot, he's pitching a society. Moment 10. Infinite money glitch. The line that explains Tesla's new identity. Okay, we need to talk about the phrase that basically defines Tesla's pivot. Elon said Optimus is like an infinite money glitch. And he followed that with a bigger idea. If AI and robotics scale, the global economy could grow by 10 times, maybe 100 times. He even joked that money in the future might be measured in wattage, like energy output. Now, if you're watching this as a normal person, you might think, okay, Elon is being Elon. But if you're watching this as an investor, you're hearing, this is the justification for Tesla's valuation. Because Tesla's future story is no longer just EV margins. It's robotaxi networks, AI services, and humanoid robots. That's why the meeting felt like a turning point. It was Tesla saying, we are not only an automotive company, we are a physical AI company. The part everyone's ignoring, the risk list, is just as big as the dream. Now, before we wrap, let's be real for a second. Because hype is fun, but reality matters. Elon himself emphasized safety, basically saying we want the friendly sci-fi future, not the nightmare version. And there are real challenges here that Tesla has to solve. Safety. A humanoid robot in human spaces can't be mostly safe. It has to be extremely safe. Cybersecurity. If a robot can move in your home or factory, it becomes a high-value target. Supply chain. There is no mature humanoid robot supply chain at Tesla scale. Manufacturing. Walking is one thing. Mass-producing millions of units is another. Real-world AI. Homes and workplaces are messy. Robots have to handle chaos. Even investors at the meeting were split. Some excited, others worried about governance, focus, and how Tesla juggles so many big bets. So yes, the meeting was a banger. But turning banger into billions of robots is the hard part. Final take. Was this the birth of the robot era? So here's the million-dollar question. Did we just watch the beginning of the humanoid robot era, or did we watch the greatest tech theater show ever put on at a shareholder meeting? Because what Tesla did on November 6th wasn't subtle. They put robots on stage. They teased Generation 3. They talked mass production. They threw out insane numbers. And Elon basically told everyone, this is a whole new book for Tesla. Now I want to hear from you. What was the craziest moment in your opinion? And be honest. What is the maximum price you would actually pay for an Optimus robot if it was real, useful, and safe? $10,000? $20,000? $50,000? Or would you never want one in your home? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you want more deep dives like this, the real announcements, the hidden moments, the stuff everyone else skips, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next update. Thank you for watching until the end. Stay informed, stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next video.